well, you're going to see in 2 days, which is maybe tomorrow night or probably Wednesday, you're going to see. And they're reciprocal. So whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were. We have a lot of countries, friend and foe. I always say friend and foe, but the friend in many cases is worse than the foe. They took advantage of us. And we are going to be very nice by comparison to what they were. The numbers will be lower than what they've been charging us, and in some cases maybe substantially lower, but we sort of have a world obligation perhaps. But we're going to be very nice. Relatively speaking, we're going to be very kind.
Mr. President, you met with the chairman.
Somebody said that about me the other day. He said, who doesn't know me very well, they said, "You're such a kind person." And I said, "Say that again." They said, "You're a kind person." I said, "I've never heard that before." It was a weird statement. I was kind.
Who said that?
I've heard of words. I don't know. I better not tell you. You know, I've been called a lot of things, but it's sort of a different kind of a word. It's like an old-fashioned word, isn't it?
For weeks, US President Donald Trump has been building anticipation for the 2nd of April, calling it Liberation Day, the day he plans to announce a massive new tariff plan aimed at reshaping global trade and benefiting American workers. However, the details of this plan have been anything but clear, as the administration has floated multiple proposals, many of them conflicting. Now, with the day fast approaching, here are 5 key things we know and don't know about Trump's highly anticipated tariffs. First off, the announcement is set for Wednesday, that's the 2nd of April, during President Trump's first Rose Garden press conference of his second term. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the details, noting that the entire cabinet will be present for the event. In her announcement, Leavitt emphasized that this would be the Liberation Day in America, as Trump would roll out tariffs aimed at counteracting what he calls unfair trade practices. While the press conference will provide some clarity on the tariff plans, Leavitt didn't give specifics on what will be revealed. However, she did mention the possibility of reciprocal tariffs, meaning the United States might impose tariffs that match dollar for dollar the tariffs other countries charge American products. This has been a key talking point for Trump, who has repeatedly criticized trade imbalances and high foreign tariffs on United States goods. One of the central themes of Trump's tariff plan is reciprocity. Leavitt pointed out the high tariffs some countries impose on American products, specifically calling out Canada's 250% tariff on US dairy products. Though these extreme tariffs are rarely enforced due to minimal imports, Leavitt stressed that they are still harmful to the United States businesses. The idea is that if other countries have high tariffs on American goods, the US should apply similar measures, making it fairer for American producers. She said, and I quote, "These tariffs make it nearly impossible for American products to enter these markets. It's time for the president to take historic action and make this right for the American people." The suggestion is that this new approach will put American businesses on a more level playing field internationally. Despite the massive build-up, details about what exactly will be announced remain scarce. Trump and his team have flip-flopped on key elements of the tariff strategy. Initially, there were suggestions of broad reciprocal tariffs on all countries, including potentially delayed tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Other proposed targets include tariffs on specific industries like lumber, copper, pharmaceuticals, and microchips. In the days leading up to the announcement, Trump and his team also hinted that tariffs could affect just a few countries initially, with the possibility of rolling them out more widely over time. While Trump recently said that the tariffs would be far more generous than what other countries charge, he also emphasized that the starting point would be reciprocal tariffs on all nations, with negotiations following suit. While many in the administration are contributing to the tariff plans, the final decision rests with Trump himself. Leavitt highlighted the team of advisors working closely with the president, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer, U.S. Trade Advisor Peter Navarro, Senior Eye to the President Stephen Miller, and of course, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. These individuals have presented various plans, but ultimately, Trump has the final say. This team is said to be working on strategies to ensure that tariffs benefit American workers and businesses. Secretary Leavitt also mentioned that Trump is constantly evaluating these proposals, keeping options open as he finalizes the big plan. Putting everything aside, one of the biggest questions surrounding this tariff strategy is its economic impact. On Sunday, Navarro suggested that the United States could raise up to $600 billion a year from tariff revenues, potentially the largest tax increase since the Second World War. However, this projection is met with certain skepticism. Economists warn that while tariffs might encourage Americans to buy domestically produced goods, they could also drive up costs for a wide range of products from electronics to food. As a result, inflation would rise, which could hurt consumer spending and slow economic growth. Consumer sentiment has already taken a hit in recent months, and both Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan have raised concerns about a potential US recession in the wake of escalating tariff threats. With Trump's tariff announcement just around the corner, the business world is watching closely to see how these sweeping changes will unfold eventually. While the idea of reciprocity and fairer trade is appealing to many, the full economic impact remains uncertain. If successful, this tariff plan could reshape global trade dynamics, but if mishandled, it could have significant consequences for American consumers and businesses. As always with Trump, the only thing certain is that the plan could evolve in unexpected ways. The world will find out on the 2nd of April, but for now, we wait and watch.